Well, hello YouTube, how you going? I haven't done a video for a couple of weeks now, sort of in between that I have been doing some other videos, but I've also been mucking around with my SLI setup. Now I actually managed to pick some stuff up. I picked up an EVGA two-way SLI bridge, which actually lights up. I'll have to actually show that later in a later video. I might actually do an inside of my computer. I might even do it now, it depends on my mood. But anyway, I've got this, and this is pretty much... It's pretty cool actually. It looks pretty cool on the inside of my computer. And I can see the VGA logo basically lights up, and yeah, that's pretty much the premise of how it works. That's pretty cool. Been mucking around with that. Put that in my computer. Got everything working nicely. Everything seems to be running pretty well at the moment. Also overclocked my video cards a little bit in respect to just faster clock speeds in general, giving me a bit more oomph for my dollar. I've been doing basic overclocking. I also changed the thermal paste out on my CPU as well, and I've noticed that my temperatures have decreased significantly compared to what they originally were, which was a much higher temperature. They were a lot higher before, and I was finding it frustrating when I was doing things. Well, I was finding it frustrating generally speaking because I'm running at 38 degrees at the moment, and normally I would run hot at like 49, 47 degrees or something, some ridiculous temperature like that. I would run much higher on a much higher temperature, and this was doing basic stuff, and I was finding I think it was due to the thermal compound I was using. I managed to get some Arctic Silver thermal compound, which I'll have to actually show some people what it looks like. I don't have it here now. I think it's out in my toolbox section. Also have to go and pick up some stuff from the post office tomorrow, which I think it might be just SLI bridges, some spare ones that I got just in case. But I mainly got the EVGA one, which is like a Pro SLI bridge, pretty much. It's pretty much a Pro one, but it lights up. I mean, that's just the cool factor. I like the fact that it lights up. It is a reversion, and it's a professional SLI two-way bridge, which is cool. It looks nice. It's got SLI written across the top of it, and it actually looks pretty cool when you put it in the case. And I mean, it's aesthetic value, but it's also the value of it actually being a better bridge regardless. What else have I been doing? I don't know, I've been doing a combination of things. I've put a couple of thumb drives up on eBay and everything else. I've been advertising on business stuff. I need to do a little more with SLI. Because, you know, I've got my 4K monitor at the moment, and that seems to be working pretty well. The only issue I had was when I was switching over to different cables. I was having a couple of issues with the SLI, just flickering on the screen, basically. I still get the occasional bit of flickering with my Samsung cable, but it's not as bad as some of the other cables I've tried. Flickering seems to be consistent. I don't know, I think since I changed the SLI bridge out, the flickering has sort of stopped, and that's sort of things have got a lot better than what they were originally. Progressively things are getting better. Temperatures are good. Everything else is good pretty much on that premise. What else? As you know, I recently got my new SLI setup, which I will just grab it. Hold on a second. So grab it off here. I installed a water cooler into my nephew's computer, which was pretty cool. Got myself a new router a while back. I think I showed that in my last video. These are my two GeForce GTX 770s, two 770s. Of course, they're both the same reversion. They're both the same amount of memory, 4 gig on each. It's 8 gig worth of memory in total. Installed this on my nephew's computer, and installed a water cooler kit on my dad's computer as well, just to basically make things run a bit cooler, as a sense of just temperatures getting too high. Also switched the motherboard out of my dad's computer, which my dad's computer's motherboard was dying. I had issues with it dying basically, so I just started to replace the entire board, and pretty much now it's running what it should be running, except for a few issues with with Chrome, not loading properly occasionally, but I think that was more of a profile issue than anything else. Everything else has been running pretty well. As I said, I will be honest, I still think there's a lot of profile things that have got to go hand in hand with SLI at the moment. I think SLI needs to be worked on a little more, to be truthful. It needs a little more substantial stuff done to it, to be truthful. I mean, once you get that all out, it should be good. games I've been chucking at it, random stuff I've been chucking at it. I also overclock my video cards to a higher clock speed on the base clock, on the boost clock, GPU clock, and memory clock I clocked up a bit as well. I just clocked up a bit on both cards pretty much, and it's really easy to overclock these two cards. These cards are not overly they're generally not even increasing the voltages. It's really easy to overclock the cards, and you know, you can get a lot of oomph for your dollar basically, from what I can see. Pretty good card so far. Put some brackets in and stuff, and then we'll pretty much fix up my computer. I'll actually have to show you the inside of my computer. I'll have to take the screws off the side and everything else, and take the case off the side. Pretty much anyway, the premise. But yeah, no, I mean, look, it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. It's feeling pretty good so far. As I said, I'm just more of a case of waiting for the technology to mature. Now, hold on a moment, and I will actually show you the inside of my case. Let me just stop the video here, and then I'll have to undo the side of my case, and you can have a look on the inside of my case. How you going, YouTube? Well, this is the inside of the case. I mean, I'm sorry for the squashed room that's sort of here, but I mean, as you can see, the jumble of wires and everything else. But I mean, basically, you got the EVGA right there, which is going on off. The SLI bridge, which I put in, which is cool. That's quite good. As I said, it's pretty cool. I mean, look, I like the fact that it lights up on the plus side. As you can see on the inside there, I've got my NSEC dual pump water cooling right there. Got my 2 CD-ROMs, or my 2 DVD, one's a HD DVD burner / burner, Blu-ray burner combo thing. Then down the bottom here you got a whole shitload of drives and everything else. I mean, yeah, look, I'm aware it's a cavalcade of wires, but I mean, I upgrade so often and I fix things so often that I haven't really got around to cable management. I probably will get around to cable management now that I've actually got my computer properly upgraded to what I want it to do. I probably might thread some cables through different places and stuff and just see how I go with it. I'm actually getting a new drive. At the moment I've got this as my old HDVD drive. The front actually fell off before because there was a couple of issues with it when I was taking it out, and the front plastic has broken on this. It's actually stuck on there at the moment, not stuck on there completely, but stuck on with a bit of duct tape. Well, you know, you can use duct tape or anything, to be honest. But I mean, it looks okay. I'm gonna swap that out for another LG drive that I'm getting shortly in the mail, which will be cool. The difference is the LG drive that I'm getting. So, sorry, the top one's an LG drive as well. DVD burner. I'm getting another LG drive which is very similar to this. It's sort of the same sort of shape. It's got LG and that's got LG. It's pretty much the same sort of design, except it's more like this. It's more like this one. It's basically more like that one. So I'm basically getting that at the moment. Now, what else? As you can see, I've got my water cooling, my 2 fans on the top, inside of my case and everything else. I've got my 2 drives plugged in. My power supply, which is 1,200 watt power supply, my 2 770s, my 9370 it's clocked at 4.4 gigahertz at the moment, which is running on my water cooling at the moment, which is running quite nicely for the temperatures considering. Then I've got all my drives here, pretty much a combination of 1-2 terabytes, got a 3 terabyte in there. My Samsung SSD, which is 500 gigabytes, 2 Blu-ray / combo drives there. Power supply's been running pretty well. Everything's been running pretty well. Motherboard's nice, doing pretty nicely. I will say honestly, I do like the SLI bridge and it looks pretty cool. We can actually, okay, as you can see. I mean, as I said, it looks quite cool to me. It does look quite cool. So I mean, this is basically my tower. I've also on the back, I have done a customization on the back of this. Basically, that's there's a fan carrying across my, because there's a couple of like initially I had overheating issues with this when I was originally running it. I don't know whether it was related to thermal paste or it was related just to the fact that my CPU runs hot regardless, because of the fact that it's one of the higher clock CPUs for AMD. But I was having issues with temperatures. For a little while I was. Not so much now. Now I'm actually getting good temperatures and they're not actually crappy or anything like that. They're not as bad as they were. Generally speaking, I've got my fans here. I've got one fan there, two fans, a fan on the front, two fans on the top. I mean, to be honest, at some point maybe I'm thinking of a case upgrade, but I mean, to be honest, this case has served me well and it does pretty well with most things. Only complaint I've got about this case is when I originally got it, what's just happened over time is this crack right here. As you can see from where I've taken things off, a little crack right there. But I mean, that's about the only aesthetic thing that has really mucked me around, basically. That's about the only thing that sort of annoyed me. But I mean, aside from that, no, everything else has been hunky-dory, basically. Everything else has been pretty well set out for it. So, in premise of it though, saying that, got everything working on it. I put a couple of stickers and stuff on it. I think, what did I end up putting on there? I ended up putting on a couple of razor stickers and stuff from my previous peripherals and stuff. Fusion sticker from a Fusion tournament controller that I had. Samsung SSD sticker. AMD effects sticker on the top, my Windows sticker which is there. I put a couple of ones. I put powered by ASUS as well for the motherboard. The motherboard that I'm sporting is an Sabertooth motherboard, reversion 2. Good solid motherboard, very military grade pretty much. Very solid motherboard, very nice component in general. Good price for it too. It's a mid price. It's about $223, I think, something like that. I mean, the high-end board for AMD is like, I think $400 or $399 or something like that. I was thinking maybe doing an upgrade for that, but then, to be honest, the Sabertooth does me perfectly well. It does everything. It's got the right stuff on it. It's got all the 16 speed. It's got both ports that I've got things plugged into for the video cards. They're both X16, so they work perfectly well. Generally speaking, the only thing I was annoyed with was the fact that part of my drive broke, so I just thought I'd replace it because I figured it wasn't easy to find a drive though. It wasn't easy to actually find another LG drive because the ones for HD DVD are not as made as readily as they used to be. They've gone out of, not out of fashion, but they've pretty much gone out of sale just because they've stopped producing anything that does HD DVD. Mainly because my HD DVDs are part of my collection. I do have HD DVDs. I mean, I could replace them all with Blu-ray, but by the time I do that, it's a lot of fiddling around. I couldn't be bothered. I mean, I know HD DVD is a dead format. I'm well aware of this, and you know, I'll probably end up replacing the rest with Blu-ray anyway at some point. But Blu-ray, you know, at the moment, I'm just holding on to the old technology for the moment, just, you know, keep it going basically. The EVGA bridge looks great, lights up and everything else, as I said, which I thought was a cool feature, to be honest. I was quite impressed with that. Yeah, no, that was pretty good. That was pretty cool. Power supply's not doing too bad. I maybe could upgrade it in the future, possibly. I don't know. I mean, I think it's at maximum voltage. It gets about 1,200 watt or something like that. It's a Silverstone power supply, if I remember correctly, offhand. Yes, Silverstone. It's a Silverstone power supply, so it gives like a maximum of like 1,200 watts. It's a silver rated one or a gold rated one, either one of the two. I can't remember the exact specs on the power supply, but it was. I mean, it wasn't a shitty power supply when I bought it. So I mean, it's a good power supply, and it's supplying enough power to be able to. I got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 hard drives, 2 video cards, 32 gig of RAM, which is all Corsair Vengeance RAM, all matched pairs, all the same speed, 1866. Yeah, as I said, my two 770s, as you know. 770s are 4 gig each. So yeah, I mean it's pretty good. And then I got the dual pump water cooling, which is NTEC, the NTEC Tesla or something, H2O or something. I can't actually read the name from here. It's just over the end there. I can't really actually see it. But yeah, it's a good cooling unit basically, because it's designed to output and everything else. You plug it into USB control. You got USB control. You can have a maximum fan speed and everything else, and increase your fan speed and stuff. Also, and I have noticed that using a different thermal compound does make a difference to your cooling situation. So much to say, and I mean it's amazing, really. It's honestly it's pretty cool. I'm quite amazed the difference that the cooling compound has made. So pretty good. Pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with. Okay, so these are the things. I mean, mainly I'm happy with everything I've got in my rig. Does everything I need it to do. I may consider changing water cooling units in the future. I don't know, but I mean, to be honest, this one seems to be doing a pretty efficient job most of the time, so I haven't had any major issues with it causing any problems. Only thing I may consider investing in is maybe an air compressor to be able to get air, compressed air into things. So we got that. EVGA, water cooling, Blu-ray and HD DVD drive, which is the HD DVD drive is also a Blu-ray burner as well. Otherwise, I mean, it's a bit of a cavalcade of wires. I may end up organising those wires a little more, a little better over time. But at the moment, I'm pretty happy with where it is and how it's doing. And yeah, the airflow isn't that restrictive in the case. And to be honest, the airflow is not that bad at the moment, so I haven't had any major problems with my temperatures. But I have noticed that my temperatures have got a lot better since changing over to Arctic Silver stuff, which is the Arctic Silver thermal compound, or similar sort of compound, basically. So basically switching over to a different compound has made things more efficiently cooler in the long run. I'm like, wow, that makes so much of a difference. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much, YouTube. I just wanted to initially show that anyway. Do stay tuned. I've got more videos coming up. Obviously, it's a combination of videos which is going to combine maybe some more gameplay footage from me doing some shadow play stuff and things like that, to be able to record gameplay footage and such. On the other hand, at the moment, I'm sort of waiting for the drivers to basically mature and just things to get better, a little better in that sense of things, like just the drivers to basically mature a lot more, just be generally better in that sense of things. So, anyway. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much, YouTube. Bye.